You're listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and do best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You can double, you can press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostag. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly die, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever.
All things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican Post-Game Report. Shout out to the faithful, much love to the fam. PPR in this one, PPR final recap in Pelicans, man. Lost to the Los Angeles Lakers, collapse in the fourth quarter, 111 to 103. They dropped now 8 games in a row. They are now 8-30, 6-17 at home as the Lakers improved to 23-11 and 13-5 on the road. So a lot to talk about in this episode. So y'all do us a service before we get going. Please hit the like button and the sub button, and also feel, as more importantly, to share the show with other faithful as we get going in this episode of PPR. Shout out to you, Pelicans Nola, Jacob, Brother Guillory, Jaden. Big ups to all y'all for being in the live. DC, how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm disgusted, man, with the NBA. This officiating shit, bro, got to stop. I won't say
you leading with that.
I mean, you asked me how I'm feeling. Huh? You want to know how I'm feeling?
Go ahead.
Do you want to know? Shit.
Go ahead.
The Pels made their fair share of mistakes to not be able to win this game, but the fourth quarter, bro. Those fucking calls were atrocious, man. Atrocious. The DeAndre Ayton call where he just runs into Derek Queen, like they give him that shit made no sense, man. Zion gets a clean block, they call that shit a foul. They give Luka 2 bullshit ass charges. Trey clearly gets fouled on a 3, although the game was out of hand. Maybe if he hit the 3 and then made a 4-point play, but they wouldn't even give him that shit in mop-up duty, man. The dude clearly fouled. When people talk about the NBA being rigged, bro, it's games like this. Just because of the calls, man. I mean, it's just, there's no way. And they reviewed, these calls I'm talking about, they reviewed at least 2 or 3 of them. And they reviewed this shit. And still, it overturned it if they called it in our favor. It's like, man, everybody know they cheat for the Lakers with the free throw attempts. We've been saying that for years. Well, I ain't never seen a fucking coach have 3-4 challenges and just get all of them right. Matter of fact, if the refs lose so many challenges and all that shit, if the shit ain't tampered with to an extent, shouldn't they like be disciplined? Suspended, lose their job, find some money, something. Shit crazy, bro. I didn't expect the Pels to win this game, but I thought they went out there and for 3 quarters at least because they made their fair share of mistakes in the fourth on top of that shit. And I guess you can't really give them an out for not still making it competitive. You see they trying to cheat like that, if you really about that, it should make you play harder, prove them wrong. But didn't expect them to win this game, but they definitely put themselves in position to be able to take this one. And like so many other times, man, we just couldn't seal the deal.
Well, yeah, it was a lot going on. I mean, I seen some fight for this team. It's just like what I've been saying for this season. It's not full fight. You got to be able to compete for 4 quarters. And you're right on the officiating. The officiating was horrible in this game. The Luka Dončić taking the elbow in the face or in the teeth from Derek Queen while still moving, while he was not even set. They went back, and it was definitely one of the situations where the refs were definitely helping the Lakers, but still in all, the Pelicans still could have done a lot better job and effort. It wasn't all referees in this thing, in my humble estimation. The Pelicans fought and took possession of the game before halftime. They controlled it into the third quarter and then relinquished it in the fourth quarter. So there were defensive breakdowns, guys, and once again, in the game, we've seen guys shooting wide open 3-point shots. We've seen confusion on defense. We've seen a couple of things in tight games. We've seen missed free throw attempts. That could have brought the game a little closer, that we were supposed to happen on it. So, even though I agree with what you're saying, and, I'm always the one to talk about the nastiness of the referees and about the game being largely controlled through the referees. That's in most professional sports, the referees. That's why you're not allowed to criticize them. A lot of these games are obviously controlled through them, but like I said, it's not in its entirety what I've seen from the officials was definitely corrupt in this one. But, man, the people showed up big time for this one, and we just couldn't pull it in. 17 points in the fourth quarter is unacceptable. And I don't know where you go if Borrego's going to keep talking about pound the rock or whatever you mean, keep knocking on the door, kicking the door, whatever the case may be. They don't have any other choice. I mean, this is 8 games in a row. We kind of talked about them losing this game, so not really surprised by it. But the Pelicans have opportunities over the next couple of games to get it right, because they got to bag. This is the first of back-to-back. They got to travel to Atlanta, and they got the Hawks coming up next. So a lot of stuff going on, man. So we'll have the Borrego press conference soon as it's made available. But DC,
he up there right now. The killer ain't showing.
Hold on here.
He's speaking now.
Okay, I don't see him up there. I'm gonna have to refresh. That's probably what's going on here.
I can.
You sure you got the right one? Yeah, you're right. I had to refresh.
Yeah.
All right, give me a second. I'll get that set up for the family members so we can hear what he got to say. Hope it's none of this moral victory nonsense, man.
Well, he gonna kick some of that shit the way they got hosed by the referees, man. I mean, they probably still wouldn't have won this game. It'd have been a lot closer. I think it'd have went down to the wire for sure. But they would have had to execute down the stretch. And against the Lakers with Luka and LeBron, I'm not sure they would have been able to pull that out. It would have took a miraculous effort.
LeBron and Luka have been here before, and they got off to a great start in that fourth. We tried to ride Murph he had the hot hand going. We tried to stick with him, see if we could get some momentum to start the fourth. LeBron got going with a couple threes and a couple big plays. So, but our guys battled, gave great effort. We had some good looks there in fourth quarter. Defensive pick up, physicality picks up. Some calls didn't go our way. The stuff that we thought went our way did not. And we just got to keep learning in these moments.
What did you think about Herb first?
Yeah, he was great. I mean, just love having him on the floor. It changes our entire program when he's out there on the floor. There's a confidence, belief. Guys trust him. He makes big plays. So he was phenomenal.
Not trying to get you in trouble, but do you feel like the challenges kind of interrupted the flow of your offense, maybe just being able to pick up a rhythm offensively?
Yeah, I think there were a number of challenges that, they're very disruptive. They can be disruptive, especially in such a short period. It slowed the game down. For us, especially in fourth quarters, we got to keep momentum. We got to keep our pace. When we slow down in the fourth quarters, You know, defenses get their hands on us. They're more physical, especially with a guy like Murph. You know, they're going to try to take him away in those moments. They were doubling and tilting the floor with Z. They made it tough on him as well. So, yeah, I think, you know, overall we got to play with more pace, and it can be disruptive at times.
What do you make of the job that Eve was able to do off the bench? Just you guys had him blitzing, trapping, running all over the court.
He's phenomenal. I mean, he's unbelievable. He's one of those, you know, rare bigs that can blitz and still get back to his own guy at times and make plays at the rim. And he really helped turn that game with his defense and activity, especially early. You know, it really set the tone for us. We were able to stay in that game and build a lead there at halftime, build a lead into the fourth quarter, and he was a big part of that. So I love the way he's playing, his spirit, his energy right now.
And what did you see from the defense tonight? Because previous 7 games, I think it was a lot more shoddy than you probably would have liked to have seen. But tonight, especially that second quarter, looked like there were some really good things.
There was some good stuff there defensively. I think our guys were battling. You know, they followed the game plan to a T. Weren't perfect, but I think in general they did their job tonight. Great effort, execution on both ends. You know, they're a tough team, especially in the fourth. They've been there before, but I think we battled defensively, made it tough on them. They had to make some tough shots. We got the ball out of certain guys' hands that made other guys make plays, battled in the post. The board, I thought we were pretty good on the board. A couple of boards at the end cost us, but I think in general we were pretty good on the board as well. So good effort tonight.
Of course, it's Herb's first game back after missing 7 tomorrow, another game, so it's a back-to-back. Any idea whether he'll play? Because it also looked like he may have tweaked his ankle out there tonight.
Yeah, I don't have that update. You know, I don't have that report. So we'll see how he does tonight on the flight, and you know, make sure we make the right call tomorrow. Good.
Happy with the overall shot quality that you were generating? It looked like, especially the fourth.
And we got some good looks. You know, I thought we had some good looks. I mean, we'll go back and watch the film. Even in the first quarter, I thought we generated a lot of good looks. I'll take those shots. You know, we just couldn't. There was a couple threes that you just need to go down in the fourth, and I think they were open ones. I'll go back and watch, you know, on the flight. But I think in general, the ball was moving. We found some good looks. We just weren't able to knock them down. In a game like that, those are momentum plays where you just got to either keep the lead or, you know, stay within striking distance. But I think in general, the shot quality is pretty good. Tough shot, you know, tough shot. I think we had the ball in our hands. I think it slipped out of our hands, it fell in his lap, and he made an incredible shot. So, you know, our guys battled though. Thanks, everybody. Thanks.
All right, Coach Borrego, man, talking about the game. DC, go ahead and comment on what you heard from
our guys battled though, Q. Sounds like you know, another moral victory, like you said. But I mean, I didn't expect them to go to the podium and be super upset with anybody. The Herb Jones thing is kind of weird. Like, you don't know if he's gonna be able to play it back, but he tweaked his ankle again. That's kind of crazy. Herb did show up defensively tonight, though, so you know they did a great job on Luka. He only scored 28 with 10 assists. I mean, his season average is like 34, though. So actually, they did better than most teams. But you know, Borrego pretty much got up there and said what I thought he was gonna say, and everybody else in the chat thought he was gonna say Big Q. Did you hear anything different than what you thought he was about to hear?
No, I didn't.
Ain't nothing to write home about. You know, this is
yeah.
It ain't really greenish exactly. I think he has more nuance, but you know, some of it is just starting to get a little repetitive, and I already know this shit going. I guess that's part of getting to know a person. Pretty much got Borrego figured out for us, these press conferences. You know what you're about to hear from most of them.
Exactly. I mean, it's over-exaggeration of some players' efforts, you know, in an attempt to kind of play to the high ground. We understand it's an attempt to keep it positive, but at the same time, we got a lot to deal with, man, here.
By us having a young team, is that the wrong way to go? I mean, for winning, obviously, yes, but when you're trying to build up young players whose confidence seems to be, you know, fairly, I guess, fragile for some guys, unless they're truly special. Is that the wrong way to go?
I think you need a balanced approach. We don't need one more than the other. I mean, it's keep it real, but it's a balance in between where you can't always handle them with kid gloves because this is a grown man game. but you got to be able to have a balance of both to be able to reach these guys to understand that this has to improve. We can't. It's not acceptable to play 3/4 of the game, regardless if we in our building or in somebody else's building. Regardless if the referees decide to blow the whistle for us or against us, we still have to compete at a very high level to beat teams. And like he talked about the fourth quarter, one of the things that he made mention of is the elevation of physicality in the fourth quarter by the Lakers, and most teams do that. They put the press on you in the money time. And that's when you start seeing the game slide away, when you seen LeBron shoot that 3-point over the top of Messi and then held his leg up, turn around and say, yep, here we go. And it's one of these situations where when you see that happen, then you elevate and intensify your competitive mindset to not allow the game to slide away from you. And I think we have enough resources on this team to be able to have taken this game away from them. They were in this game, like I said, they took it away from them. They were leading before halftime. They led through the third quarter, and then they lost the game in the fourth quarter when the Lakers intensified and got physical and elevated the pressure. That's what I seen. So, if you want to add to that, bro, if not, then I'll jump right in these stats.
Nah, you go ahead and jump into the stats, man. Let's get it rolling, bro.
All right, here we go. All right, shout out to you guys. Y'all hit that like button too. The Pelicans 40 of 91 for 44% shooting from the field. They were 10 of 40. 10 of 40 from downtown for 25%, and 13 of 18 for 72% from the foul line. The Lakers were 43 of 85 for 51%. They were 11 of 31 for 35% from downtown, and 14 of 21 for 67% from the free throw line. They were tied with the rebounds, 40 for all. The Pelicans did get 14 offensive rebounds in this matchup. The assist game, 30-28, Laker way, 11-8 steals, Laker way, blocks 6-2, Laker way. The Pelicans had 16 turnovers with 23 points conceded off those turnovers versus 15 turnovers by the Lakers, with 18 off those. The fast break game, 22-9. The Lakers out fast broke the Pelicans 22-9 and outbeat them in the paint by 258-56. Like I said, this was a situation where, these are some of the money crunch times where we got to elevate. It's enough games where, we're 2 games off of 40 games for this season. 4 more games, DC will be hitting the midway point in terms of how many games we played. A lot of stuff we're supposed to be catching on to. It's almost midway through this thing. So here go the individual statistics tonight, family, of who did what and why, scoring-wise. Trey Murphy, it was his night. 39 minutes, the man had 42 points. He was 6 of 17 from downtown, 8 of 9 from the foul line, 14 of 26 for the field, 5 rebounds, 3 assists by Trey, and no turnovers. Trey Murphy was cooking tonight. It'd have been nice to have somebody cooking with him, because Zion Williamson in 33 minutes had 15 points. He was 7 of 13, 1 of 5 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds. He had 5 assists, dishing out 3 turnovers, and a block from Zion tonight. Kind of shrunk down in this one here. Herb Jones came back for the first time, 35 minutes, played very heavy minutes. He was 1 of 9 from the field, 1 of 6 from downtown. 3 points in 35 minutes from Herb as he come back from injury. 2 rebounds, a turnover, and a steal for Herb, +2 on the plus-minus. Guarding Luka a lot in this matchup. Derek Queen, in 32 minutes, he had 10 points and 13 rebounds with 8 assists. Almost a triple-double from Queenie. He had 4 turnovers, though, on 2 steals for the matchup. Jeremiah Queens, 20 minutes, 9 points. He was 4 of 13, struggle. He did hit a 3-pointer, but it was 1 of 6. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 steals from the young point guard, trying to shake back and get good. Now, off the bench, 23 minutes from Jose Alvarado. Not much production at all off the bench. 5 points from Jose in 23 minutes, 2 of 6 from the field. He was 1 of 5 from downtown, 6 rebounds, 4 rebounds, 6 assists from Jose, +7. Jordan Hawkins, he had another one of these weird games. He took 4 shots. He had 0 points. Remember, he scored 1 point. You cannot have that. Jordan has to score. If you play 18 minutes, Jordan Poole, If Jordan Poole plays 18 minutes, you can't score no points. He was 0 for 4 from the field, 0 for 3 from downtown, had 3 turnovers, a rebound,
More
and an
turnovers
assist, and a
than
block.
points. This shit is
That's
crazy.
crazy. He had 3 turnovers and 0 points. And you made
Man,
$30+ million. That's insane.
Yeah,
14 for
he got to
PV.
figure it out, man. Nobody
Hold on,
never
DC.
give
I'm
him a
gonna
big
let
money
you cook.
contract.
I'm gonna let you cook. PV had 14 minutes. He had 5 points in the matchup, 2 rebounds to go along with his assists. Eves in 16 minutes had 8 points, 7 boards, 2 assists. And Carlo Mekovic 10 minutes, 6 points. He was 2 of 3 from the field, hit a couple of free throws, 2 rebounds from him. Then on the other side, bro, you can see what happened with the Lakers. LeBron and Luka were handling business. These guys combined for 60 points. Both of these guys, Luka and LeBron together, 60 points, but combined. Luka 3 for 10 from the downtown. He was 11 of 22. Got to the foul line 9 times. Was 5 of 9. LeBron 10 of 19 from the field. Was 3 of 5 from downtown. Perfect from the foul line. 7 for 7. He had 8 points, 8 assists, 1 turnover, 2 steals, and a block. Luka was 2 rebounds, 10 assists, 5 turnovers, 2 steals, and a block for him. And then, of course, all the fill-ins threw in their little stuff. DeAndre Ayton, 18 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists in 32 minutes. 13 from Smart, who shot 3 of 7 from downtown for 13 points. And, of course, that seemed to be all they need. Jared Vanderbilt off the bench led the effort, 7 points in 29 minutes, 6 from Dalton Connect. And lost by the Pelicans, 113 to 103. It is yours. DC, floor is yours.
Yeah, man. Shit, I didn't realize LeBron had 30, man. That was the quietest 30 I ever seen. Heard you run that shit off. But do y'all know that LeBron and Luka, they have scored more points on the Pelicans per game average, both individually, different teams and everything, than Devin Booker. We all know how Devin Booker would light us up. Luka is number 1. He averaged the most points per game against the Pelicans. Shit crazy. I think it was like 40-something points or something like that. So to hold him to 30, it's supposed to be some type of accomplishment. So that's what I get statistically. And then looking at the team stats, man, it kind of shocks me that the Pels shot 43 pointers until I look at how that went, and that was none other, than Mr. Trey Murphy, because he shot 17 of them things. He only made 6, but he shot 17. I ain't mad at him, bro. Yeah, you got a green light, do whatever you want to do tonight. 42 points for Trey. Isn't that a career high? I think that might be a career high because I know he's hit 41 before multiple times. Mm-hmm. 42 is a career high night from Trey, man. You get Derek Queen giving you 13 rebounds, 8 assists, 10 points. Just think it's a waste. Zion was just non-existent for long stretches of this game. But he didn't play horribly. Just wish he would have shot more. I did see a lot of effort from him defensively. A lot of times he got switched on Luka. The results were a mixed bag. But, the fact that he picked him up and he was guarding him intensely, giving the best he had, I thought was encouraging. But, man, Zion got to take a few more shots. I know it was Trey Knight. You want to get him going. But, man, you're number 2. Especially when Jordan Poole ain't giving a shit. This man get $30 million, man. You got more turnovers than points. This is crazy. Crazy. He's kind of a head scratcher to me because I knew his defense would be an issue, right? I know sometimes he's gonna take wild, erratic shots. I know he's gonna over dribble and just certain shit that Jordan Poole does, right? But for him to have these weird, awkward ass games where he's out there and not only is he not scoring, like he ain't even shooting. He only took 4 shots. I don't know what's going on with Jordan Poole, man. Whether he gonna be here or not is in our best interest to figure that out and get something going on with him. Is he mad because they didn't play Kevon Looney? I don't know, because you had that little stretch where he had Kevon Looney, he had a nice little game, and another one was okay, and like he just has these weird games where he don't shoot. I don't know what to make of this shit, but nonetheless, moving on. Jamar Ferris, 4 for 6 last game from 3-point line. Yeah, barely could hit him tonight, man. If we could have just got something else from either Fears or Herb offensively, man, that could have been the difference in the game. Herb 1 for 9 tonight, 1 for 6 from the 3-point line. Say Herb, bro. When you shooting these threes, I don't want to see Herb shoot no more threes where he look rushed. I don't like he's moving to the side and shit, taking these threes. Somebody running at him, and he almost looked like he trying to, I guess, get a quicker release to the 3-point shot. That shit ain't working, man. Set your base, take your regular 3-point shots the way you do. When you open at the top of the key to take a 3-point shot, if they still got 20-something seconds left in the shot clock, it's all right, dog. You can pass that one, or you can try to bust a different move. You ain't got to shoot that shit. That ain't your shot. When you're in the corner, take them. But don't take a move. Set your feet. Take that shit like a practice shot. If you can't take it like a practice shot, don't shoot it, bro. You're not Sadiq Bey. You're not what Jordan Hawkins used to be. You're not a shooter like that, bro. You need a wide open shot. You catch it, you can shoot those. I don't like to see him shoot them when he gotta like step into him or move. You like just almost know that shit ain't going there. But when he got his feet set and he take his set shot, it's like okay. But her 3 points, coming back after what was it? It's been like 7 games. 7-8 game hiatus. Gonna be a little rusty. If we want to win some games, bro, we can't have you go 1 for 9. We need you to give us at least your average, which is about 9 points. Yeah, 9-10 points. We need that. Defensively, I thought he looked good, man. He stood out to me, but the main 2 guys, I already talked about Trey. Trey had an awesome night tonight. Career high. Did his thing, man. Just tremendous. I'm definitely gonna go back and watch this game again, just for the sake of what I saw Trey be able to do tonight, man. I thought it was a real efficient night from him. He took 26 shots. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need, bro. Needs you to take them shots. And I also thought the Derek Queen was really impressive. Although we only had 10 points, but just some of those passes, man. And a lot of them, the way he was setting up Trey and everybody else on these alleys and shit, like DQ he gonna be something special, man. We just gotta keep letting him go through the motions, figure things out. He's big, so you gotta give him about 2-3 years. I just love to see where he's at in another couple of years, man. When he gets stronger, he adds more to his game. Obviously gets more experience, so he can cut down on some of these turnovers. Because that's kind of like the issue with him at times. And that sky's the limit for DQ, man. He's so unselfish too. You almost want him to take more shots. Like I don't want to see a game where Fears don't have it going and he didn't took more shots than DQ. And that's, I guess, kind of who I want to say disappointed at, but I just wish we could have got more out of Fears because we really needed him tonight. The way that Jordan Poole dropped the ball, man, and then you got Jose out there. He didn't got hurt. So it's like we just can't get anything out of our guards, really. We didn't get anything out of our guards tonight, and then you got Luka out there busting your ass. If they would have had Austin Reeves, if he wasn't hurt, man, this has been a blowout.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was one of these situations with the Lakers, man. We did the preview. Actually, you did it by yourself, but we kind of looked at the upcoming 3 games that was heading, and we kind of seen that I knew that the Lakers game would be tough for the Pels to win. Based on how they've been playing, they haven't exhibited completeness. Like, this team hadn't played in a way where they finish games. Like, they play strong for 4 quarters. Like, you can have, in and out of games, you matching the intensity of your opponent. And that has seemed to be a thing that we've seen happen. And the bottom falls out if you're only scoring 17 points in the fourth quarter and you had the lead going into the fourth quarter and they put 32 on you and you fall with 17. That's a collapse. So, until they exhibit this consistently, it's going to continue to keep happening over and over again because it's not going to stop. Whether it's a team like the Lakers that got 20-plus wins or a team that's less than 12 or 13 wins, they're going to meet the Pelicans and play hard. So it's not a thing about, now with me, it's like, why won't this team learn consistently? I know they're not dumb. I know these are smart players. Why can't they consistently learn how to play full games? Is it the guy teaching them? Is the message stale? Because you can see in the body language of some of these assistant coaches, it's like loser body language. And I'm sick of this Willie staff, to be honest, which I think it's a lot. You can see Borregos is obviously a more intelligent basketball coach than Willie Green is at a head coach level in terms of him in speaking about the game to the players. But he can't be alone. All these other assistant coaches, where's Collins, whatever Casey Hill or whatever his name is, whatever he's doing, these guys have to do better. His assistant coaches have to elevate. That defense, man, is a major problem, man. There's still communication issues. I still seen some bad switching. I seen the main Benner, another guy that got caught up in, as always, Jose, got caught in a bad switch. So, I mean, it's one of these things where the message is stale. I don't get it, man, with these guys. But anyway, let's position to the next game. It's the Atlanta Hawks, DC. It's the Hawks. Pels, PPR preview. Pels 8-30. That's right, 8-30 in 38 games versus the Hawks. At the Hawks, 17-21 are the Hawks waiting for the Pelicans. The Hawks they hadn't played a game tonight. I think they got a little bit of a break. I don't think they're playing tonight or played a game tonight. They were actually sitting there waiting for the Pelicans. The last game they played was they played Toronto. I'm going to have to look it up, but I think the Toronto game, they played yesterday. So they got a day off of rest as the Lakers the Pels on the second of a back-to-back. So this is going to be interesting and fun. But the Hawks have lost 2 in a row. They're 2 and 3 over the last 5 games. Of course, the Pelicans have lost 8 in a row. So we kind of really want this team to kind of get this straight. Sadiq Bey, as is saying right now, is listed as a game-time decision with that hip. So it could be a possibility. We'll see what happens with Sadiq playing in the matchup. It's still listing DeJounte Murray out until the middle of the season. Talking about 13th, we still hearing reports. Borrego says it could be next month sometime. So we kind of, whatever's going on there. And, of course, they're mentioning Trae Young as a game-time decision as well. He's dealing with a quadriceps issue. We'll see what happens there. But the bottom line is you got guys like Johnson in there who is leading the team in all the major statistical categories. The guy is big time. 24 points a game, 10 rebounds a game, 8.4 on the assists. The guy is special. He's an all-around player for the Hawks, even though the Hawks are struggling at 17-21. Not very good at home, 6-11. Pelicans even worse on the road at 2-13 on the road. Here's some of the statistics here lined up for you to see that they're averaging 19 while giving up 19.9. So the averaging is 10th in the NBA. The Hawks the Pelicans are overall 115.2, which is 22nd, giving up 123.1, which is 28th, 2 off the worst in the NBA. The field goal percentage, you can see right there, the Pelicans 46%, which is 22nd. The Hawks shoot 48.2%, which is 6th in the NBA. The 3-point shooting attempts, you can see right there, the Pelicans make almost 11 a game that's 28th in the NBA. They attempt almost 32 of them, which is 27th in the NBA. So that's the numbers. As you can see, the Hawks are a little bit different. They make 14 3-pointers, 14.4 3-pointers a game, which is 7th in the NBA. And they try 38.6, which is 11th. And, you can see the percentages there. They are 37.3% shooting team. So they hit a lot of them, and they're ranked 5th in the entire NBA.
That's crazy.
I know Pelicans.
Some Davis shooting 12%, and they still 33.
And 34% is the Pelicans for 27th in the NBA. So you can see the free throw attempts. Pelicans are.
That's an improvement, Q. I think they were worse than 34.
Okay. The Pelicans shoot 20, almost 26 free throws a game, according to the statistics. The percentages are about 79%, which is middle of the pack in the NBA. The Hawks, 22.0, which is 26th at 78%, which is 22nd. The rebounds, Pelicans are ranked 22nd in the NBA with 43.4 rebounds per contest. The Hawks are 41.6, 25th. The assist game, Pelicans ranked 26th in the NBA, averaging 25.6 on the assists. The Hawks are actually first in the NBA in circulating the ball, 31.3, best in the business, right? And, of course, you look at the turnovers there, Pelicans 14.6, which is 14th, versus 15.1 by the Hawks, which is 18th. The blocks per game, Pelicans 4.2, 24th in the NBA, 4.7 by the Hawks, which is 16th. So we have a few interesting matchups, like I mentioned. It's a game time decision, possibly with the likes of with Trey. With Trey, is multiple reports are circulating about him. They're working on potential trade deals with him. Whether or not he'll play or not, it's yet to be determined. But you certainly will recognize a lot of the players that are on this Hawks team. You got Bryson Graham as the general manager. And Dyson Daniels is a part of this team right here. Dyson is a guy that's helping out lead the team. 11, almost 12 points per contest for Dyson Daniels, 6 rebounds and 6 assists on 49% shooting from the field.
That's solid. That's solid, man.
But he's shooting 24% on the season from downtown. So that's not a surprise right there. NAW. Remember him? NAW, 20.5 points per game. NAW is balling. 20.5 points, which is 32nd in the NBA. 3.4 on the rebounds. He got 3.3 on the assists. Almost 45% shooting from the field. And on the season, this guy is hitting that DC almost 38. He's hitting over 38% from downtown for NAW. So
he might be up for a 6-man award, huh?
Bro, he's balling, bro. But the big man on the block and the guy or the straw rather that stirs the drink for the Hawks is Jalen Johnson, averaging almost 24 points a game, which is 22nd in the NBA. He's 10.4 on the rebounds, which is 8th in the NBA. And he's the assist man, 5th in the NBA, 8.4.
A triple-double.
DC and shoots 52% from the field. The guy, all of those numbers leads the Hawks across the board. Top rebounder, top scorer, and top assist man for them. And as you can see, he shoots almost 37% from downtown and 52% from the field. So Jalen Johnson has realized he's for real, and the Hawks are building behind him. So anyway, with that being said, knowing that we're coming off the back-to-back against this team, Pelicans looking to stop the bleeding. They're looking to end the 8-game losing streak. We got the Hawks coming up, a sub-500 team. We also have I think it's the Wizards coming up after that. So can the Pelicans, can the Pels stop the bleeding against the Atlanta Hawks at Atlanta?
You know what, Q? Atlanta has an odd number, bro. And I don't remember, when was the last time we beat Atlanta? Did they have it up there?
No, I can do some research on that
report
real quick. All right, look on that.
But for some reason, man, I think we might be able to sneak one on them. I think the transition of Trae Young possibly leaving, they might not quite be at their best, depending on how certain guys feel in the locker room about that. or just maybe just the uncertainty of it all. Because maybe everybody's cool with Trae Young leaving, right? But usually when you have trades, it's not just one person, you know. So you might have some of these role players on this team, kind of wondering what the hell going on, or if they got to look for a place to stay. So I think we may be able to catch them on one if we can play um, at the type of level we played tonight defensively, which is kind of crazy because LeBron had 30 and Luka had 30. But I think they looked a lot better with Herb out there. You don't see as much just easy baskets, although we did have wide open threes again as usual and some easy layups. It looked more difficult, and I think that's the thing with the Pelicans, man. They can find a way usually to score points on most nights, but defensively, man, they've just been bad over the stretch of losing the last what is 8 or what is it 9? I can't keep up with so many damn losses.
8 games.
Eight losses, man.
Here go. This is what I found, DC. The last time the Pelicans beat the Hawks at home was February the 7th of 2023, 116 to 107, and the last time they beat them on the road was March the 10th of 2024, 116 to 103. But they are on according to this, I think it is a 3-game losing streak to this team currently.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely tell, man, because I couldn't remember the last time they won. It's just one of them teams that match up well against us, especially when we had Zion going. They're like kind of like that thing Utah had when they had the all the stuff to be able to kind of slow Zion down. Just a tall, long team, man. That's kind of well versed. Like they're not a little team, and rightfully so. They had to be when they were building around Trae Young because he's so small and a defensive liability. So everybody else generally, they all kind of have some form of two-way ability as far as the guys that they're gonna have in the starting lineup. And you're looking at them now, and they're playing with a certain synergy and just togetherness without Trae. Whether he plays or not, it really don't matter. And like you said, Jalen Johnson is a straw that stirs the drink for them, and he's had a phenomenal just coming out party this year. Although last year he was pretty damn good too before he got hurt. But he's taking charge, taking the lead, and you got Dyson Daniels there, who's also a natural. What's the position that they give to him? Like you're kind of a point guard, but not a connector, right? Dyson to me is the new Lonzo Ball without the 3-point shot. He got more defense than 3-point shooting, right? But he's a guy that's gonna always get you 5-6 assists, very unselfish, not looking to score. And if you got some scorers around him, he can get them some good looks, man, and kind of raise their ability a little bit. And NAW breaking out doing what he does, man, is just we all saw it, man. We saw the talent with NAW. When we traded for CJ, everybody was like, we got CJ, but damn, we wish we could have kept NAW. It was cool with Josh Hart moving on, but you got to give up something to get something. But it's a bittersweet thing, seeing our guys that we drafted here succeed. You're kind of happy for them, but you're like, shit, what we got going on too. You're like, man, what if we would have had these guys? But I don't think Dyson would have worked here. But NAW is definitely one, at least for me, that I always liked and wish we would have been able to hold on to. You can always see the potential for him. He think he Kobe. You know what I'm saying? He think he Kobe / Shea. But he's figuring it out, man. It's good to see him doing this thing. But I think we can go in and get one against them, man. I think we could get one against them. They're a team that plays together. Like you said, they're the best in the business with assists. But it still boils down to the same thing. When I hosted the show, what that was, you couldn't make it. And the one prior to that, it's just the turnovers. They had all those turnovers that game. And I said before that game, it's basically the same game plan. If the Pels can cut down the damn turnovers, and they can play defense, a lot of these games they could win. But we got Derek Queen kind of being one of our main facilitators, and he's a rookie, and he's gonna turn the ball over. That's gonna happen, but you gotta cut him everywhere else. And we need Jordan Poole to show up. If Jordan Poole doesn't show up, then we gotta have at least 20 points out of Fears. Jose got banged up, so we don't know if he's gonna be hurt. So you're down another guard. You are already kind of short with your guard play. So got a lot going on. But if Trey can play like anywhere in the stratosphere, like he played tonight, man, Trey giving you 34, 30, something like that. Zion takes more than 13 shots and clears his normal 20, 25 points a game, his 22, 25 points a game. I think we can get him, man. I think we can get him. But this ain't no easy out. Very tall task, especially on a back-to-back. And they got to fly to Atlanta from New Orleans tonight. So you're probably going to see some tired legs out there. You're probably going to see the Pelicans maybe start the game sluggish, but hopefully they can finish strong and get a dub, man. I mean, shit, it's 8 losses, man. You gotta stop the bleeding at some point. And I see you, Slim Saudi. You said the Pelicans stopping the bleeding is debatatory. It is, man. But I think tomorrow night can be one that they get.
Well, I'm going to have to I've said on record I think that it'll be one of the two. And maybe not both because it is a back-to-back. And it requires them to step up in something I have not really seen them do. This is one of the games where they'll, where because of the back-to-back nature, it called for the Pelicans to get more than what I think they can do. So, the effort, they'll probably put in a gallon effort, but the bottom line is it's not, I doubt it'll be a complete effort. I think the Hawks are a well-coached team. That's still Quinn Snyder over there. Mm-hmm. And he knows how to use these players. He has Dyson Daniels playing really good basketball. And he has NAW scoring more points that we ever seen him do. He knows totally how to use Jalen Johnson. He knows he got him synced in. He has a good, strong defensive effort. He does have rebounders and defensive players like the center that they use. They also have shooters like Luke Kennard around. So they have a couple of few people, and Quinn Snyder does know how to use those people. So I don't think they get this one against the Hawks. I don't think they get this one against the Hawks. I think
you just said they was gonna win one out of the two.
One out of the two. You want to know which one it is? It's the Wizards. It's the Wizards game.
But that's one out of two.
No, it's one out of two. The other one, you can't count this other game. They lost it already. The one out of the two is the next two games. The next game is the Wizards game. So we got one out of two. They're going to lose this one, in my opinion, to the Hawks, and they'll beat the Wizards. And that's how they'll stop.
So we're going to beat the Magic, and the next team after that, we'll be on the winning streak.
You're going to lose to the Magic. You ain't beat the Magic. You don't beat the Magic. You struggle mightily against the Magic. So I know the schedule. That's why I'm saying Atlanta. I think Atlanta will beat the Pelicans because they'll be on rest. They didn't play today. They played yesterday, so they're well rested. The Pelicans.
You don't think there's any way that could work against them, especially with everybody watching the TV today and seeing all the Trae Young news?
Well, DC, all I can say is what I've been seeing, man. The Pelicans are losing games, and the only way that for them to start fixing this is that they have to have some type of revival, or a revolution in their thinking, or evolution rather. Not going backwards before that evolution in their thinking on how to implement successfully the defensive principles of whatever Borrego trying to get them to do. If they do that, then you can see a lot of things changing, but that is the hole in the game that stops them. They don't know when to turn it on and keep it on. They're not matching these teams in the clutch moments, and they're not rising to the occasion like they're supposed to, like they were supposed to do tonight in that fourth quarter, and they didn't. Regardless if they're making the calls, the referee's making calls against them or not, you're supposed to go up a level or two or three past that. That's supposed to be motivation for you to mash through the wall and galvanize even harder to defeat the referees when you see that they're on the other team's side. That's supposed to give you amplification. It's not supposed to be a suppressant. So that's what I'm looking at here. So that's why I don't see that happening with Atlanta, because they're well coached and they have an identity and they play well through those players around Jalen Johnson. Washington is a whole nother different thing altogether. Washington is a team that's struggling. I think the Pelicans could beat them. Orlando on Sunday, that's a whole nother kettle of fish. Denver on Tuesday, that's a whole nother kettle. You got Brooklyn, Indiana, then Houston, then Detroit, then Memphis, San Antonio, OKC, Memphis, and then you close out January against Philly at Philly. So it's going to be an interesting month. And then, of course, we're dealing with a ton of, as you get closer and closer to the trade deadline, you're going to hear more and more trade banter about players tied to the Pelicans. Now, DC, before I cross over to the Pelican trade rumor side of the show, before we close it, do you want to add on anything that I said?
Nah, man, you got it. I pretty much spoke my piece, and you're in opposition. It is what it is. We'll have to wait to see tomorrow night. I just think Atlanta's a young team, and they got a lot going on. Although Quinn Snyder is an awesome coach, but I'm not sure if they'll be prepared, because that's a situation you can't really prepare for. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we ain't got along to wait either, brother. All right, so
I know, right? Kind of wish we had a day in between.
Yeah, exactly. Now it might have changed. Maybe my comment would have changed if that was the case.
It's tiring. It's tiring watching the team get their face kicked in every night.
I know. If you watching it, imagine them going through it.
Shit.
How demoralizing it is for them to walk off with their head down and losing 8-9 games.
How many losses does it take for you to just expect to lose?
I don't know, but they seem to master that side of the game. Here's an article right here from basketballrealgm.com. It's sourced from Bleacher Report and others. Pelicans, Blazers, Wizards linked to Jonathan Kuminga. This is something that's been bantered about even in the previous offseason period, but it's popped up again. Kevin O'Connor is the perpetrator here. From Yahoo Sports says Kuminga is drawing interest from Trailblazers, Pelicans, Washington Wizards, according to multiple sources. Kuminga has previously been linked with several teams, including the Bulls, Kings, Suns, and Mavs. Steve Kerr, who removed Kuminga from the rotation, acknowledged that the Warriors could trade the forward last month. The Warriors are reportedly not active in trade discussions for AD, though are expected to pursue Michael Porter Jr. O'Connor adds that the Nets are not interested in adding Kuminga. And the other reports here, DC, I'm going to go through these and then you can bounce back and talk about whichever one you prefer. This is another report right here. Pelicans, Yves Missi is reportedly drawing trade interest from Eastern Conference suitor, according to Sports Illustrated on the Pel side. Yeah. Pelicans continue to be one of the most talked about teams ahead of the looming trade deadline. Now aggressively, the 8-29 Pelicans will sell, and who will they make available will determine the trade market. While most of the attention has understandably been given to Zion, Trey, and Herb, the Pelicans have intriguing players who could help teams around the league up and down the roster. One of the players is second-year player Yves Missi, the 20-year-old center or 21-year-old center, has fallen out of favor in New Orleans this season, and the Pacers are reportedly trying to see if they can poach him before the February the 5th deadline. The Pacers are reportedly interested in him. Hoops Hype's Michael Scoda reported today that the Pacers have gauged the price tag of Yves alongside other centers around the league, including Zubac, Kessler, Daniel Gafford, Nick Claxton. So far, nothing has come to fruition, but the Pacers are still desperately looking to add a center. And Misi's age, untapped potential, and team-friendly contract make him an obvious fit. The Pelicans have a fascinating decision to make on Yves. He was drafted by the previous regime, and the current leader of the team, Joe Dumars, and Troy Weaver, the front office, reportedly already drafted Derek Queen and signed Kevon Looney above him. They also brought in DeAndre Jordan in the offense, highlighting their lack of faith in Misi, according to the writer. As a result, Misi has been in and out of the rotation. He's clearly better than Looney, and Jordan has largely been ahead of them in the rotation, but his role is still nowhere near what his rookie season. His minutes per game went down from 27 to almost 18 minutes. His usage rate went from 14.3 to 12.6. He remains a limited offensive player, but his rim protection and defensive upside are intriguing. So that's a couple of things they're talking about. Yves Missi has been rapped about. And then, of course, what would be a show without the possible handful of Zion Williamson trade suitors expectations being thrown about from Clutch Sports. The deadline is churning. The Zion Williamson Pelicans are grounded in their reality. And then they're talking about almost every contender after Herb and Trey instead for good reason as the financial rules tighten and competitive risks loom large. The logical process of elimination among league insiders reveals a surprisingly short list of franchise motivated to make calls for. Beyond hard salary cap rules, they mentioned a few players here. They're saying they mentioned the Pelicans are not in a position to attach valuable draft assets to facilitate a Williams trade. They need to acquire future assets.
Why would they do
offset
that?
their own loss.
Hey, hold up, Q. I've been trying to listen to you and talk through that. I wanted to respond so many times. Well, what the hell? They wouldn't or they aren't able to attach assets to move. Why would they attach assets to a player that they could just cut to move? Who are these people? They don't know that they just can cut Zion.
It's clutch points. It's clutch points, bro.
The fuck don't they know this?
It's clutch points, brother.
Bro, this shit is crazy, bro. I can't. It's like he just loses all validity in anything he says after that, man. It's like, what are you talking about?
And this is who they throw at you. They said, hey, the Pelicans could, press the Hornets, for somebody, or LaMelo Ball. A framework could be worked out. Well, however, Williamson's, Jordan Hawkins for Miles Bridges and Grant Williams, this kind of thing. The Trailblazers need a third star, in the midst of a rebuild center on Scoot Henderson and Shadion Sharp. Henderson has yet to play the season, having blown his 4 to 6 week recovery timeline. However, they lucked up on the gold mine and Denny Avdija. And the Trailblazers could take a flyer on Williamson as a reclamation project. So Portland has a long sought-after transformative big going back to Ayton. So they're looking at possibly having a fit of Jeremiah Grant. How about that? Jeremiah Grant and Ty Bull. Come on.
Sounds awesome,
for
man.
Zion. For Zion.
Sounds awesome.
So let's make that deal right now. Why don't we? So anyway, go ahead, DC.
No talk of picks. I mean, that's the only thing you probably would want for getting off of Zion. You're not getting no player in the same value as him. But the Zion shit, I'll touch that first because it's retarded. That aspect or his thinking, like, and all of these people that think like you just have to trade Zion to not get anything. Like, nobody's taking salaries or these flyer players that don't fit just to move off Zion. It don't make sense. We can just cut them if they want to do that. If it's not picks, what are you talking about? Because any trade that involves Zion, it would have to involve picks. That's the most attractive part of the deal for the Pels. But the Jonathan Kuminga talk is very, very weird to me. You got another player here who you have a bunch of players that can't shoot, right? You got another guy that can't shoot. For some reason, he's in and out of rotation with the Warriors. Doesn't get major minutes. He had, I guess, some type of bright spot in the playoffs. He had some solid games last year. But I don't get the whole thing of constantly connecting them to the Pels and how this would even fit. Does he fit alongside Derek Queen? I don't know. Like, his game, to me, don't look like it fit. Like, he's another player that has to get downhill, not a real good 3-ball, okay defender, okay rebounder. Nothing he's really good at. It's just a guy with a lot of potential that ain't reached it. And I'm not sure with a team that'll help him tap into it. And the Warriors with trading Kuminga is just weird. It just seems like this just been a storyline for almost 2.5 years now. They've been floating this idea of moving in the sky. So I don't even know if he goes anywhere at this point. He might just play his contract out and go to free agency. Because he only got 1 year with them, right? Didn't he sign like a 1-year deal?
Yeah, I think he got 1 year, man.
Yeah, because they were expecting him to get an extension and all of this stuff. He just took the 1 year option. And the other one, Yves Misi. Hey, you know what we talked about, Q. I see Yves as somebody who doesn't fit on this team. And the reason that is, he got 2 years. You sure he got 2 years, Jay? That's interesting. But Yves doesn't fit because we don't have a point guard. He's a guy that's like you see what Luka was out there doing with DeAndre Ayton tonight, just dumping the ball, throwing it up, kind of putting it right in front of the rim, and him being trained in practice because they would have to work on his catching because he can't catch for shit. I think that's how he would be utilized offensively. I don't ever see Yves as being like somebody with all of these moves in the post. I mean, he only been playing basketball for 3-4 years, but I could see him being very, very good in the future. But he just don't fit us to me. Like, man, defensively, I love what he can do, but offensively, man, he almost has to go somewhere where they have a point guard and they can kind of like cancel out some of his liabilities on offense. But defensively, man, Yves gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? Gonna be a real good defender. He already is. And just think the chemistry of the team, man, he doesn't fit. That's why he got bumped out of the starting lineup. He doesn't play well with Fears, who, I mean, Fears he's more of a scoring point guard. He ain't got no chemistry with Trey. Nothing with Herb or Sadiq or Zion or Derek Queen. Like, he don't fit. So maybe he don't get moved before the deadline, but I think at some point we're probably going to move on from Yves Misi. This is Joe Dumars and them team now. That was a David Griffin Bryce pick. So he's one of the guys, I think, no fault of his own, because I think he's shown enough for you to continue to work with him. But I don't see how he fits the Pelicans. So that's very interesting to see that teams are wanting him. And I think something as simple as if you give him some type of first round pick and maybe just match salaries with a guy, hopefully like another big or some type of center, back. I think it could be something as simple as that, and deal's done.
Well, like saying, the February the 5th is the trade deadline for this, for what's going on, and I think something's going to happen. I don't think everything's going to culminate, but for February the 5th. But I think we'll have a trade. I don't know what magnitude, but I think we will have something going on, and then more stuff into the off season when the season is over with. Because if you're building a team and you don't have this coach ain't gonna be here. Obviously, I don't think Borrego's gonna make it. He's not gonna make it all the way to then. I think eventually the Pelicans will have to figure out who's going to be the new coach, and I think once you do that, then I think that helps in how you have the guy on the ground and how he wants to construct the team to win. So say, for instance, and I'm not saying it is Malone, but let's say we make it to the end of the year, we enter the offseason, the Pelicans hire Malone, and Malone's going to request of Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver certain things that need to happen, players that he want, coach, all this kind of stuff, and they'll begin the process of constructing the team, VP, general manager, and head coach, the way he see fit so they can be successful. It's kind of tough constructing a team when you got an interim coach here that that is a large percentage of the time or percentage chance he's not going to be the coach beyond this year. So it's kind of in an interesting limbo or, a dilemma here where Joe has to kind of see what he needs to do. So it's a funny situation right here, but it's tough trying to build a team. And like I said, I don't think Borrego's the guy. Obviously, he's not the guy. He can't even get him to play defense, even though they're doing better offensively. What good is that? That's like having a smarter, more disciplined, non-drinking version of Elvin Gentry here. I mean, Elvin Gentry's offenses were off the chain. They were scoring a bunch of points. He was scoring 130, this, whatever it was, but giving up 135, 104. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So at some point, we have to pivot on the head coach when the time comes, and then usually you'll have the guy at the top and the guy on the floor making decisions to craft the team in the proper way. Doing that without that guy is incredibly difficult, and we'll see what happens here. So it's a lot yet to be made, and it's just like we're in wait-and-see mode just to see if we can get the team to even just have some pride about itself and just play full quarters, man. It's for God's sake, it's almost 40 games into the new year, and we still dealing with the same stuff over and over again. You know, people showing up, packing the place, so you can't really say it was an interest of the people to support the Pelicans. They're showing up and showing out. The Pelicans aren't playing full games. They're not matching the intensity of the adversaries. They're not playing full, smart, intelligent basketball. They're not, you know, and, until they do, Borrego's in the free fall. I don't think he makes it back. I think we destined to get a better coach than Borrego, more credentials, somebody perhaps with a championship ring that can command the respect, has a grander vision on how a team needs to become a championship team. So, you know, we'll see how it goes, man. It's still a lot of time. But, DC, go ahead. I'll give you last word.
Yeah, man. I don't think Borrego has done anything to command, being a coach next year. And he seems very jovial, in these press conferences. I'm still looking for that, what Lex used to point out, the violence and speed and violence. Where that shit at, man?
Covered up by the bad defense.
I think he's content with the situation and working to improve it. And I don't know, man. I don't see any reason to keep him at this stage right now. So, as far as you covered everything else. So coaching, the only thing I ain't touch on, we go over this, but we keep screaming from the mountaintops till you get Malone here, man. Malone, Bud, somebody with some experience. We need a coach, in my opinion, that's going to instill discipline. Somebody who's going to come through, have a system already laid out for everybody. I don't want another free-flowing coach. He talk about this. He want the offense to flow freely. And no, man, we don't have these guys on those type of decision makers right now. We need somebody to come here and be a little rigid with them, at least to build them up before you give them the freedom. So, I think Borrego's doing an okay job, though. I don't feel like he's doing horribly, given the circumstances of the situation. Also, given the fact that this is the same coaching staff, we've had since we've been losers. Like, it's just a mentality or ideology of losing. That's just all in that building, man. And Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver, they came here and they cleaned up, on aisle 4. And in the West Wing, they start cleaning that up where they at. But you still got the rest of the building that got to be cleaned up. So you're gonna have to get some players out of here. I talked about Yves leaving, although I don't think he's a problem as far as it's that. But maybe there are some players that are problems that we don't know about behind the scenes, as far as just the attitude, just not carrying the right energy. It's more than just what we see, I think, on the surface that goes into us losing the way we're losing, right? Borrego came here, and it hasn't been a hellified improvement over Willie Green, but we can't act like it's not an improvement. And that's still pretty fucking sad, because he's like 6-18 or 19 or some shit since he got here. But would it have been better with Willie Green? It probably been worse, right? But that ain't really saying a lot. Comparing him to Willie Green. We know he has a good offensive mind. I like the trajectory of Derek Queen right now. Jeremiah Ferris too. But it's a lot more up and downs with him. Zion is playing individually well, although he's not impacting the game the way I remember it. At least, like his points seem to have a bigger impact on winning than it does right now. It's almost like empty calories at times. Trey is playing better. You know what I'm saying? You see what Sadiq is doing. So you got a lot of guys individually that I think are seeing improvements due to James Borrego, but the shit don't contribute to winning. Yeah, they look like they having fun. They be smiling and shit while they losing, but do we really care about that? You know, he has made the Pels watchable at least. So for that, I'll be somewhat grateful. But I think it's time to move on, man. Even if he goes on a run, I still think it may be time to move on. We gotta continue the rebuilding and resetting of the culture in the building. That's why I was on here with Jay Black last time, and he talked about Herb Jones, and I agree with him a little bit, man. I think Herb, although I know you want him gone, Q, or you be willing to have him leave. I think he's somebody that could help do that, especially being from the area. I think what Borrego is saying is the right idea of building an identity of the team around the city, and having it be a very resilient place, hardworking, fun, and all this stuff that they talk about. All right, yeah, you too, Jaden. That's right, you did. You was on it too. My bad, brother. But I think Herb could be a foundational piece in that, and if nobody ain't gonna do nothing else, but from being around Herb, they gonna work. But Zion's up in there. We got Queen. We got Fears. You got Trey Murphy, which really won't trade Trey either. But you got to get a star, create a star. And you got to get vets and put around your rookies to make sure that they can win. So, and I can read a little bit of what you on what that is. Oh, what up, cuz? Well, I'm about to say, oh, the what up. He said, motherfuckers be smiling like it's problem with Westbrook boys used to be losing. They just know every night that they play them boys getting beat to sleep. Not out of their question. Yeah, can't argue with you there, brother. But we gotta change something. You can't keep going on with the same thing that you've been doing. Coaching staff gotta go. So regardless if James Borrego stayed or not, so why would you clean out the whole coaching staff and then come and bring these guys here? So I think it's all ultimate foregone conclusion that James Borrego is gonna be up out of here. But who would they replace him with, Q? That's the thing. Because if they fire James Borrego and then you go with some of the rumors and they hire Kevin Ollie, they hire him. How that shit gonna look? Would that really be a good decision?
Yeah, they're gonna look high and low, and they're gonna interview coaches.
Jay Carvello say whoever accepts the cheap contract.
They can't play.
James Borrego accept the cheap contract at this point.
They can't play that game, man. They can't do that because a lot of people are looking at it. It's being ratcheted up. I mean, you gotta they can't play that game because she is like she went up there to New York to meet with the NFL. She's trying to get the governor to sign the extension, the money on the lease on the arena, the improvements. Being that she can't get the building, she knows that the only way to get the arena that she wants so she can make top money is the team needs to perform. So being cheap with the coach is not going to cut it. She's going to have to open up the bank for Joe Dumars just like she did it for the other guy. And getting Joe Dumars was a big step because, like I said, it showed a break in mentality because you got a guy. This is the best administrator you ever had. They had no other VP or president that was more credentialed than this guy. So when they pulled the trigger on him and actually got him, it was big. That was a break in mentality. That was a break in behavior. So if you want him to win, you got to give him access to everything. Now, she spoiled and destroyed the season trying to hold Willie Green and not allow the man to do the job. But she has to allow Joe Dumars, VP Joe Dumars, to finish the deal. He needs to hire his own coach, to get the team where it needs to be. And just so happens this is a very privileged cycle of coaches, several of them with high standards in terms of winning championships that's available. That's still not out of the cycle of winning, meaning that they're not retread or old-ass coaches that haven't coached in a long time like a Van Gundy. These are guys that are only a year or so removed from the game in championship hardware and been a part of winning culture. So they know how to build cultures. These are guys that went from different places and built winning culture. So you have to look at those men. Now, of course, I know they're going to look at the bottom guys. They're going to look at the in-between, and they're going to interview some of the top guys. They got to do it if she wants the money. So she's money motivated. That's her motive. And, of course, on the Herb Jones thing before we get out of here. Herb Jones I like Herb Jones a lot, but it's his business, not personal.
I got one more question before we get up.
Hold on, let me answer this. Herb Jones is a guy, to me, that's just not available enough. He's not. When he's out there playing, it's good, but he misses way too many games, especially over the last couple of years. He's missing a lot of time of playing games, and we kind of tired of that. We tired of giving money to players, and then they play a little bit, then they get hurt, then they go on for 2 weeks, then they come back for a game or two, hurt again. We don't need that. We need to be able to get guys here that we can count on. I know that the health staff is a part of it. That also has to be addressed by Joe Dumars. He hasn't yet to do anything based on that. But still in all, like I said, man, it's when you reset, if Zion's role here changes a bit, because you see the youngsters come in, of course the guys around his roles are going to change too. But go ahead, DC. What question you got, bro? We got to end out. I got to get up early.
First off, her got somebody got to teach people how to play defense because they ain't listening to the coaches, bro. So
I mean, what you paying the assistant coaches for to teach them how to play defense? Herb getting paid?
Nothing, apparently, because they ain't played lick defense till we. Man, everybody scored 128 damn plus points. The Herb come out there tonight with the Lakers at.
Still a loss, bro. Like
it's still a loss, but 111
part of it.
111 points sound better than 128.
Yeah, but he did nothing offensively with 38 minutes. What, three points? What was his total tonight? So, like I said, I understand the man.
But he was a +2, plus or minus, Q.
Yeah, wonderful, man. He stopped Luka and held him to 4 less points than what he usually would get. Okay, I hear you. Cool.
Right.
Whatever. But in the long run of things, man, Herb Jones that's the major mark on Herb, is that he's not available enough. That's it. It ain't got nothing to do with his play when he's here. I'm cool when he's here. The problem is he ain't here when he's supposed to be. He hurt too damn much.
Well, I got a question to move on to one last thing. With the way that Jordan Poole has played now, would you have said that maybe we're a little too hard on CJ McCollum? I told you he wasn't that bad. He was a terrorist at times.
Oh Lord, he got a CJ McCollum question.
We about to see him on Friday, bro.
Yeah, man, but no, I still like the trade that get Jordan Poole here. It's still something.
Yeah, because it came with Sadiq Bey, but just Jordan Poole and CJ McCollum. And then you got to think about this now. Jordan Poole is still under contract for 2 years. CJ would have been off the books this year.
I hear you. But at the time, the Pelicans made the move to get both Sadiq and Jordan Poole. You can't separate the two. That was one of the caveats of landing them. You get a guy that's a 20-point scorer when you get him the proper amount of minutes. Now, granted, he had a couple of games where he scored 0 points like tonight and 1 point a couple of, games ago when he had 1 point. But it's still something going on with this rotation where you're not comfortable with, because this don't make any sense how weird this is. What's going on with his role with this offense? It don't make any sense for a $30 million player to not score any points. And he played like 18 minutes a night. The other game he played a bunch of minutes and scored 1 point. That can't happen, man. But I still do like
CJ would
Jordan
never.
Poole. I still like Jordan Poole over CJ McCollum. That's just. I like the trade that we got for him. So we got Poole and Sadiq. So I'm really.
I like the idea of Jordan Poole over CJ, but at this point right now, just if we're gauging it just for like right now, CJ is obviously better.
Bro, listen, you talking about right
just
now.
at the stage right now, like we got the rest of the season left.
Okay, I'll give you that. Whatever, bro. I mean, like I said, I still like the trade.
CJ wasn't so bad.
Sadiq Bey and Poole was a package. That's all I'm saying. And I think we still winning with the packages because you could still Sadiq Bey is a big part of what the team do. He played defense. He's scoring 14 points a game. You still have your boys Poole having his issues right now. Those couple of games. And you got to figure it out, bro. That's what Coach Borrego get whatever money he get to figure out how he's going to get this guys going. But if Poole scores his average, Pelicans beat the Lakers tonight, no doubt about it. The only person that really balled out from an offensive standpoint was Trey Murphy. He did not have a combo. He didn't have he was basically Batman, and he had no Robin. You know, the highest score I think was Zion with 15. That can't happen. If Jordan's coming off the bench, he has to produce. 0 points is unacceptable. 1 point is unacceptable. That can't happen. He has to meet his average coming off the bench because a lot of time he keep facing role players and reserves anyway. So he has to be able to meet his average. You know, this is unacceptable tonight. So yeah, it does look good because he scored 0 points. And you saying CJ McCollum is over the last 5 games really looking good. So
Not because he scored 0 points.
Well,
It's just the whole season. We look at the 30-something games we played.
I hear you. I still say I'm gonna go with Poole because of the Sadiq pay as a package, not 1-for-1.
I'm just talking about the two players. I'm not talking about the trade, man.
I can't go with the on you on that. I can't go with you on that.
This dude.
I can't rock with you on that. I'm
just talking about the players, the two individual players. Just saying the players.
I just told you the players.
CJ averaging 19 a game on damn near 40% 3-point shooting.
Let it go, DC. Let it go. CJ gone, brother. Let it go.
I'm just saying, bro.
He gone, brother. Let it go.
I'm just saying, bro.
You was the main one talking about trade him. Now you
I wasn't. No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't say that. I said if we looking at Jordan Poole, right, and CJ McCollum, CJ wasn't that bad, huh?
Man, get out.
Because I used to tell you, I say CJ.
Trade CJ.
I didn't say I wouldn't say trade. I said he wasn't. I said he wasn't that bad, fool.
That's not true.
You said what? What?
You were saying trade him.
I said he wasn't that bad. I said CJ get a bad rap a lot of times.
Did you not say trade CJ McCollum?
Yes, I said trade his ass.
Okay.
But I was saying he wasn't that
history
bad. No, I was saying that before he got. I said that when he got traded. Y'all told me be quiet. CJ is horrible. Come on, DC.
Ain't nobody told you to be quiet.
Man, you ain't Lex joke because I said, man, CJ really wasn't that bad.
This dude.
Both of y'all show me.
This dude, amazing, boy. That boy remixing history like I don't know what.
Yeah, I ain't remixing nothing. We got the shows, right? Go pull up the clips.
I will pull them up too the next time, boy. Like, fully expose your ass.
Pull them up. Because you talking bullshit.
You said that you wanted to trade him. Cut it out, man.
Yeah, I said I wanted to trade him.
What you talking about then?
I mean, he like 42 years old. But I said CJ is still good. CJ can still shoot. CJ not that bad. You said, DC, you kidding me?
That's not real words, bro. Use real words.
I mean, you make up your own words anyway. So
he lying. Yeah. Oh, what up, cuz? Yeah, he lying. DC is literally talking
about just trying to stir the pot.
revisionist history. DC sit up here revising history to
I
make
ain't
himself
revising
look
history.
good.
I said CJ ain't that bad.
Most people were saying trade CJ McCollum. That was the point. Everybody would say
I was saying trade him.
So you can't say CJ is a bad player because CJ players. He's a guy that get buckets. He was selfish. That was the point of CJ, and he didn't fit what was going on.
I say trade because he refused to come off the bench, thinking that we could get Jordan Poole, and he'd be okay with coming off the. He don't look like he won't come off the bench.
Well, we'll see how he handle it, man. We'll see how he handle it.
Man, I said if CJ would come off the bench, we could keep him. I'm making that up too. Exactly. That's why he had to go.
Well, they couldn't make him come up off.
That's why he had to go.
Nah, it was the age thing too. You was talking about how he didn't fit.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna fit. He wasn't gonna fit that in the age and all that.
Moving the goalposts. It wasn't about him being bad.
But I said the main thing. I said CJ would be perfect if he would come off the bench.
CJ would be perfect if he would stick to the two guard.
He could be selfish if he would. That I was saying that too because they had him playing out of position. I also was saying that like CJ is way better as a two guard than playing him at the one.
Okay, DC, this dude revisionist history.
I was saying that. You ain't say that shit.
No, I didn't say it now. That's
nope, you said it just now.
Oh, come on now. Okay, DC, whatever.
You sound whatever, DC. Let's go pull up the show when we traded CJ. Pull it up.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Pull it up. Since my history is revisionist.
Yes,
I can look for it.
That's a word for saying straight up lying. That's the bottom line.
I can look for it, but when you pull it up, the proof is in the plantain pudding, right?
Talk, boy! He ain't lying.
That's right. It's in the plantain pudding. That's what I said, boy. You remember that term? Truth is in the plantain pudding, boy.
Oh, you see, you got what up, cuz they talking about I'm capping.
DC capping big time, man.
What's the cap?
The cap is nobody talked about CJ McCollum being bad. That wasn't the point. You moved in the goalpost.
No, you and Lex was talking about
this fit. They were talking about fit and the fact that he was selfish and he was streaky. He was streaky. He was one of the streakiest players in the game. So when they put
he was unclutched too, boy. That boy was unclutched.
Man, he was streaky though, like most shooters are. He was streaky. And then when they got ready to trade him on up out there, and they got the package to get a younger player who can fit with your team, and then of course you got Sadiq Bey that came along with it. Man, that was a good thing. Tonight you can't say it because he didn't give you any points in 18 minutes. He looks bad now, but overall the guy is averaging over 17 points a game.
He's talking about CJ and Josh Poole, bro. If we're looking at just value, I'm just saying if we're looking at just value of packaging together, we still in the plus because we got Sadiq Bey. I'm just saying him and Jordan Poole, as far as they skill level and where they at right now. CJ looking a lot better.
Okay,
and CJ wasn't that bad. That's all. That's my.
This dude here, boy. All right, DC. All right. Anyway, with that being said, man, we're gonna get ready to leave on that. Let DC go.
Yeah, go to sleep.
Cap his ass to sleep.
Had to zap the rest of that energy out your ass when you go to sleep.
Let him go ahead on and
go to sleep now.
And now you gonna get plenty of energy. Now you can finish.
I ain't got no cap. I ain't got no caps on.
Put the cap on that damn plantain pudding.
The proof is in Big Q's plantain pudding.
DC's plantain pudding. All right, so anyway, with that being said, oh yeah.
Man, the only curry I ever ate that wasn't from people who make curry is at your house.
You said
I ate some curry.
You ate some Caribbean food the other day. You told me.
I ate some. No, I said the only curry I ever ate from that wasn't from a restaurant where people make curry and stuff.
Where you make it at?
I had some Indian curry the other day. It wasn't no Caribbean. Stop lying.
He said,
I told you. No, I said I went to an Indian restaurant. That's selective hearing, bro. But the only curry I made,
DC be capping, boy,
was never. I ate some of your curry that you made. You remember that?
Yep, it was good.
And you put that white domino sugar in there and spike my insulin and had me sleeping, your lazy boy. I don't remember that shit.
You ate 2 bowls of it, and you'll talk about you.
I know it was a 1 bowl minimum. I was gonna pass out, man. Know that shit.
Wasn't nothing in there, dog.
Man, I went to Q House and ate some curry. Curry. I didn't even know you supposed to put shit in curry.
As you get loud,
and I almost left out of there as a diabetic.
He says you get loud in that hallway, bro. It's hard to hear you, so just kind of calm down, brother.
I'm just saying, I almost left out of there as a diabetic.
Okay, all right.
From eating some goddamn curry.
All right, so with that being said, we're gonna get ready to leave. DC.
So I know your plantain pudding on the chain.
So anyway, with that being said, we're gonna get out of here. I appreciate you.
Lose your fucking arm eating that shit.
On PPR tonight. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also, fam, we'll be back tomorrow night, man, to recap the Pelicans matchup with the Hawks in Atlanta, man. Let's see if the Pels can get the W tomorrow night, man, and break this 8-game losing streak, man. Hope y'all enjoyed the show tonight, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button, that like button, and more importantly, feel free to share the show. It helps out the stream. So from me and DC, line about plantain pudding, we're going to holler at y'all.
Ooh, I ain't tell no lies.
Love revisionist history.
Think you got the best plantain.
I ain't want to trade C.J. McCollum. I wanted to keep him. Y'all forced me. Y'all turned my arm and made me do it. That's what you sound like, boy. All right, I'm out of here. Much love, peace, and go Pels.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumpin' where the dame late, bunch of train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with thewhodatdaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit thewhodatdaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below or in the